Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one for you this morning. Take a look at price. We're sitting at $1.37, ranging between $1.29 and $1.44. Listen to these headlines. Guess what? NFTs are so big, they're changing the world. This is how big. You can buy a part of the Eiffel Tower. We'll get into that. Grayscale sets another crypto milestone, and it is massive. South Korea struggles with crypto, but not central bank digital currencies. We'll explain. JP Morgan DPS have a new blockchain interbank platform, and it complements CBDCs. U.S. bank to offer crypto custody? I think you know what this means. And analysts still call for bullish action on XRP, but there may be a surprise, and we're going to take a look at that. Chris Larson says Bitcoin is on notice. Proof of work does not work. Uh-oh, what will the maxis say? Let's go ahead and roll this beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley, above at the top of the screen, and everything that we're talking about here today. This is linked to, ladies and gentlemen, private investing made simple. You have to be an accredited investor, and if you do not qualify for the financial criteria to be an accredited investor, don't worry. There's a link in the description. You can take Exam FX, and you can become Series 65 compliant by passing the test, and you won't need to meet the financial hurdle. And you yourself will be able to get Uphold, which, by the way, goes like that on the platform. And Marquetta is another one to watch out for, as many others. So make sure, if you are interested in getting private equity, don't be held back. Click the link in the description and make sure you take your opportunity to empower yourself. Let's take a look at the numbers this morning. 2 trillion plus, ladies and gentlemen, for the cryptocurrency market cap. Bitcoin sitting right now at $55,268. Ethereum at $2,700, up a couple $100 from yesterday. XRP at the number 4 spot today, teetering back and forth between the 4th and 5 spot. And this is courtesy of the dereliction of duty and intimidation tactics by the SEC. We're sitting at $1.38. We're up 5.23 on the 7-day, and we're off more than 2% on the 24-hour. Again, let's just look at the range, because this is important for the conversation we're going to have before this video ends about the price predictions that some of these analysts have been talking about. And by the way, most of the calls that we have seen of recent have been spot on by these analysts. So we're going to want to pay very close attention to what they say, ranging between $1.29 and $1.44. I know $1.42 range, somewhere in there, is very important for XRP to be above that, to continue to march forward in price and continue its path towards a new all-time high. We'll take a look at it. But let's go ahead and get into the news this morning from Hall of Famer Michael Val 5 Links. Binance is unveiling an NFT marketplace this June. Just a couple months away, really. I mean, this is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. The platform will host a market for premium auctions and exhibitions and regular day trading market. That is remarkable. NFTs are really taking the world by storm here. And it doesn't end there. An Italian company, OVR.ai, now wants to tokenize the Eiffel Tower, putting it for sale in NFTs on OpenSea. Imagine that, being able to own a portion of the Eiffel Tower. How cool would that be? Yeah, this is where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's a prime minister in Luxembourg wants the nation to be the digital frontrunner in blockchain. Now, I pointed this out and I pulled this article because what do we know? China is really the front runner at this point with the digital yuan and the experiments and pilot testing that they've done. But this level of competition across the globe is so good for this space. And that's all I wanted to highlight about this, is that it is very good to see different leaders around the world not shying away as they did a few years ago, but embracing it and wanting to be a front runner in the space. What a change we have seen over the last couple of years. Now, how about this? Now, this is big. Grayscale Investments, a subsidiary of Digital Currency Group led by Barry Silbert, shout out to you, has announced that it purchased $2.5 billion in digital currencies in a single day. And as of April 27th, it holds $45.5 billion worth of crypto. Yeah. Now that's getting it done right there. Shout out to Grayscale Investments and Digital Currency Group. Look, they obviously, DCG in this space has been, a pioneer, a vanguard, helping to create and build out this space in so many ways. And Barry Silbert's done a lot of work in many other areas outside of DCG and Grayscale Investments to continue to grow and build out the cryptocurrency blockchain space. And shout out to him for all the success they've been having. But I'll tell you something, it's really exciting because we know that we know that as this market continues to grow in the 2 trillion plus size, we are seeing now the larger investment banks and legacy firms come in to want to play and take a position for their clients in the cryptocurrency space. And that is even more competition directly related to, the new startup companies that have been around obviously for a few years now, like Grayscale Investments. But now it's starting to challenge the client base to these large investment banks, and they got to get in the game. And we know that Goldman Sachs and JPM are doing just that. As South Korean government keeps strengthening the harsh rhetoric against cryptocurrencies, citizens have become increasingly angry due to the recent words from regulatory authorities over the weekend. Petitions started to appear on the web. Now, listen, the Asian market is so far ahead as far as like using this technology on a day-to-day, consumer to consumer. And that is, to me, like speaking volumes here that obviously the world and the individual countries and governments around the world are really trying to sort out how to handle and regulate cryptocurrencies. Now, with that being said, the Southeast Asian market, the South Korean citizens are very acclimated when it comes to consumer transactions using digital money and digital apps and social apps to move funds. So they're not going to settle for anything less. And we know that because South Korea, as a central bank, will conduct central bank digital currency simulation experiments in the latter half of this year, according to an official report. I've made a big deal about central bank digital currencies, right? Government money being digitized. And I believe that this is where the real rub to the road is, because they want to be the on and off ramp to this new digital world. It's the only way to remain powerful, in control, and relevant, like it or not. And here we see more of that through JPM and DPS. A new blockchain interbank platform is designed to complement central bank digital currency projects. It's a very short article, but let's go in here because it says here, major American investment bank is working with Singapore's largest bank, DBS, and state investment firm Temasek to launch a new blockchain company focused on global payments and interbank transactions, dubbed Partier, however you say it. The new firm will use blockchain technology and digitize commercial bank money to reduce the existing friction in cross-border payments, trade transactions, and foreign exchange settlements. Such functionality would enable instant settlement of payments for various types of transactions, helping banks overcome global payment-related challenges in current financial system, JP Morgan said in a Wednesday announcement. We'll stop after this. The new platform builds on JP Morgan Temasek's past work as a Project Ubin, a blockchain-based multi-currency platform initiative initiated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore in 2017. The platform will launch with a focus facilitating flows mainly between Singapore's based banks in both the United States dollar and the Singapore dollar, aiming to extend service offerings to other markets in various currencies. So that is exciting stuff right there. We will keep you attuned to that. Now, this is big because this is U.S. Bank Corp, the parent of U.S. Bank, appears set to expand its services to include cryptocurrency custody and administering one of the country's first Bitcoin exchange-traded funds. Now, Well, we just talked about this, and the article here lays it out. All of this is about the legacy companies moving into this space. That's what this is. This is yet another sign that legacy financial institutions feel the need to meet customer demand for Bitcoin services. Recently reported that JP Morgan and company will be offering Bitcoin fund. Morgan Stanley will be offering Bitcoin exposure, and Goldman Sachs. I mean, you see, this is happening, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. But this is how early we are, right? And I look at this as this is why I've been able to build the portfolio for Mrs. Backup and myself that we have, because these legacy firms are now just starting to announce they're getting into the game, which means they are taking advantage of what? They're taking advantage of the OCC and Brian Brooks and the letter issuances that he put out during his tenure at the Office of Comptroller of Currency, overseeing the federally chartered banking system. This is going to continue to blossom and bloom with the legacy firms moving and taking a position in cryptocurrency. And I think that's going to change the space forever. Now, here we see signs that XRP is gearing up for a massive bull rally, says a high-profile trader. And we're going to look at some stuff here before we get out of here in just 1 second. I just want to let you know really quickly, I had to make an edit in this video. Let me move forward here because I had so much trouble with the Fox News interview here, and I had to move to a different spot. And let me see if I can find it here. You know what? I'll pick it up right here, as the predecessors that were mentioned in this video. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is Chris Larson right here laying down straight fire about how Bitcoin, it doesn't work. Proof of work doesn't work. Chris Larson was actually on the program of Bloomberg, and he was talking about, in this clip, he was discussing that he is investing in a company that turns waste into energy, and it's a pretty exciting project. But for the sake of the point of what we're going to focus on here, I'm going to pick this interview up a little more than halfway through, and let's listen to the conversation as it transitions to going green, going with where the globe is going in this effort to go green, and how financial services, payments, and how cryptos can aid in that conversation. So let's hear what happens here. Let's listen.
Interesting, and this gets close to your kind of original home as founder of Ripple, but there's a lot of attention now being paid, and I know you paid some too, to the carbon footprint of crypto. But it's also true of some other ubiquitous technologies we all know and love and can't live without. The carbon footprint of technology can be huge. Have we paid enough attention? Should we be working faster in that particular area to make sure we keep it under control?
Yeah, you're bringing up a great point. So I think a key thing is not just going to renewables and so these new technologies, but also eliminating unnecessary usage of energy. And this is sort of where crypto gets it wrong, right? And there's sort of there's two parts of crypto today. There's a fairly green, low energy crypto, about 40% by market cap, if you include Ethereum switching over to low energy. And then there's the kind of the original early, kind of technologies like Bitcoin, which are based on an extremely energy consumptive kind of method that, equivalent of 12 million US households in energy usage, crazy. Producing about 60 megatons of CO2 per year, and could double this year, right? So that's unacceptable. And it's an easy switch, relatively easy switch, and nothing's easy, but to change that over to another method that doesn't use large amounts of energy. XRP Ledger, for example, uses the equivalent of about 50 US homes per year. So that's a dramatic difference, right? So we can save a ton by just switching to smart technologies. You can't do that everywhere. Data centers need energy to work, so you've got to use the energy. But with crypto, you don't need this crazy energy usage to make it work. They need to switch to a different method.
Is that an easy switch for Bitcoin, that's kind of at the heart of what makes Bitcoin unique, is that mining methodology? Are you picturing a world where it's newer versions of cryptocurrencies that supersede those older, more clunky ones?
So a lot of the Bitcoin maximalists, they would say, look, this is core, proof of work is core, mining for Bitcoin is core. It's interesting, it's brilliant, it's fun, but again, not necessary. We have now proven almost a decade of evidence. You know, XRP ledger, carbon neutral. It's closed 62 million ledgers over the last almost 9 years. These other methods work. This is why Ethereum is switching to proof of stake, and they should be commended for doing that. That will be essentially carbon neutral, low energy. So there's just no reason not to switch, other than sort of this almost religion behind this idea, and that's crazy. Look, we're asking all of our utilities to switch from coal to natural gas to renewables. That's really hard. Why should crypto be left out of that sort of hard decision? It's hard to do, but they can do it. Absolutely can do it.
And there you have it right there. That pretty much wraps the interview. And all I have to say about that is that God bless Chris Larson, because I know when we say these things about Bitcoin as a YouTuber, we get attacked. People call us maxis. And all we're really trying to do is acknowledge the pros and cons of each different coin and each different technology. And this happens to be one of the many downsides to Bitcoin's technology. So shout out to him, and I hope he doesn't catch half the flack that I know we do here on this channel. And by the way, we broke 100,000 subscribers yesterday, and it's because of each and every one of you, and I accept it on behalf of all of us, and this belongs to all of us, because I tell you, I couldn't do it without you. I wouldn't want to do it without you, and I'm grateful for each one of you. Now, before we change gears here, let's take a look at this. Price predictions, price calls. The market's been moving. We can't turn a blind eye to it. Rob XRP says here, and this was just from, let's see, when did he post this? This was from yesterday evening, and he says here, XRP to USD 21/20 H versus 4-hour chart there is beautiful, and it says that the expected drop of 8 to 16% red arrow has occurred as expected. We are now looking for our next burst of 40 to 80% to complete the blue arrow candle we are working on. Local target 308 to $5.10 remains on the table. Now, with that being said, let's show a little bit of another view here, because it looks like we could be in an area where we could see things go one of two ways, well, a different way. So looking at this from Coins Kid from YouTube, and shout out to Crypto Bull 2020 for passing this along. And I just want to show you here in this area where you see these circles right here. We are currently in this area right here. And Coins Kid, rightfully so, believes that we could see our way all the way up for sure. But that doesn't mean that we won't see the potential for a breakdown in the price and have a sell-off. And we could see this price retrace to 70 cent range and test a new area of low. But that doesn't mean that we won't ultimately chase and hit our target that we're looking for of a new all-time high for this year and potentially beyond after that. But Coins Kid was very clear, and I'm not going to play the whole video for you because I know it's getting long in this one. But the reality is just keep a lookout, because you could see a correction still in play. Now, things are showing good, strong signs that we will go up and go beyond. But don't be surprised if we were to test in that 70 cent range, although everyone, including Coins Kid, is leaning in to seeing some positive motion for price. But just want to make sure you're prepared that if you do see such a thing, you're not caught off guard. Now, before we get out of here, one of the things I don't like to be caught off guard on is my anonymity online. And this is Pure VPN. They have different, save 77% for a 1 year, 73% for a 2-year plan. You could try it for free for seven days for 99 cents. And this is one of the many different layers of protection that I use when I'm online to help protect my anonymity. And I can't tell you how good it makes me feel to use Pure VPN. Got a link in the description for that as well. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Check out all the links in the description and comment box. They are trusted, vetted links. I'll catch you on the next one.